Morning. So, well, it's not morning, it's afternoon. Good start. So, I am going to go into the Murphy-Higgins semi-final. This morning I had a nice little morning, woke up around 9ish, had a bit of a lie-in, and walked to Chesworth Queues, which is a well-known snooker shop in the area. So had a little look around there, had a chat to the owner, really nice fella. Took in my dad's football team is Sheffield United, so I went past Bramall Lane on the way, which was a slight detour, but cool to see. I went to a lovely tea rooms called Vintage Tea Rooms, had some eggy bread, lovely stuff. So yeah, had that. Went into Chesworth Queues, really nice. Had an amazing collection of sort of antique vintage queues. I'm a Maple fan myself, so saw some great ones in there. I was chatting to Martin, the owner, for some time. Yeah, he's a really nice guy. Had a few shots on the table. I told him about my Ronnie O'Sullivan conundrum, and he apologised on his behalf and said he's not like that with him. And you know, I just said, look, there's no need to apologise for him. You know, there's nothing you can do about him, is there? He said it's funny because he said he's not like that when he comes in to my shop. Not that he says he's come in about half a dozen times over the years. Probably when he's just needed supplies at the tournament and things. But he says it feels like if he wants something from you, then he's nice to you, which I think is absolutely tragic, frankly. It just costs nothing to be nice all the time, but that's just my opinion. So yeah, we're just chatting about all the players. I remarked about how I saw Sean Murphy come in on social media last week. Apparently he bought a few cute cases. Probably going to need them, to be fair, the way he's carrying on. So anyway, yeah, nice little morning. I'm here at the cruise now. Just got here, chatted to my mate, the security guard on the door. Bizarrely, I know quite a lot of the security staff now. I haven't been here a lot, just been chatting to them and that. Anyway, into the meat of why we're here. Sean Murphy against John Higgins. Now, last night I speculated as to whether Higgins will be tired. He's got to be tired. I mean, I can't get my head round how he's done what he's done at 9-7 down against top quality opposition like O'Sullivan and Robertson. And he's just Higgins them, if that's a sort of a verb. I mean, it is now. It's almost unexplainable what he's done to them. I think he needs to stick with Sean this afternoon. I'd be worried if I was in his camp that he could get steamrolled in this first session, and we've seen him go behind and come back, so you know, it's not terminal by any stretch of the imagination, but I feel like he needs to just stick with him, stick in there, just grind this afternoon, because he must have got to sleep at about 1 or 2 in the morning last night. Now he's straight on the table at 1. You know, I know he could sleep until sort of mid-morning, maybe go for a knock, but yeah, anyway, I just think Higgins will be tired. I think Murphy needs to stamp all over it. If I was Sean Murphy, I'd be disappointed if I didn't get 5-3 or better this afternoon. I keep doing that. So I'm going to say Murphy 6-2. I think it's going to be a bit too much for John. I'm not saying John can't come back. Just saying Murphy 6-2 this afternoon. Wu Yeezer and Mark Allen. I mean, I've looked at the bookies' odds, and Wu Yeezer is a slight favourite, which I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm really not. To me, Wu Yeezer will never have played a best of 33 in competitive fixture or a best of 35 back-to-back in consecutive fixture. He is the favourite to win the World Championship now. I'm not sure who should be the favourite out of all 4 of them. If I was to make a favourite, I'd probably say Murphy based on experience. Wu Yeezer, there'd be an absolute Rizzler paper in between Wu Yeezer and Mark Allen for me. I put John Higgins as the outsider purely on stamina. That's just my opinion, but there really wouldn't be that much in between them all. Now, Wu Yiza is favourite to beat Mark Allen over a best of 33. The way he played yesterday, he was utterly brilliant. Like, it was one of the best sessions of snooker I've ever seen live. If it was round, it went in. But I saw him against Selby in the final session as well, and he wasn't as good. He fell over the line against Mark Selby. Now, to me, you can't be putting someone as favourite who is up and down, although his stratospheric up is probably the best up in the field. Excuse me. But yeah, to me, it's much more of a coin flip to me than the bookies are giving out. I think it's probably because they've just taken a lot of money on Wu Yiza and they're worried about it. I personally think it's more of a 50-50. I'm going to say that it's going to be 4-all after the first session of Wu Yiza Mark Allen. I can't call that. Like, I mean, I might be completely wrong. It might blow him away, and I might be sat here making the video tonight looking really silly. But yeah, it's going to be a fascinating matchup. I think Allen needs to play. He needs to play smart. He needs to get him in the long grass a lot. He needs to be tucking him up a lot. He needs to be getting him up welded to the baulk cushion. The way he was potting yesterday, he needs to be doing that. If he does that early, Wu Yiza could sort of have a confidence knock. I think he needs to knock his confidence early. If Wu Yiza gets on a run, we've seen what he did against Hossein yesterday. He won 5 on the spin. Hossein didn't even play that bad. It was just brutal, was what it was. But yeah, fascinated to see this afternoon and evening. It's obviously probably the nicest day of the year, and I'm going to be stuck in the best building on planet Earth in baking hot sunshine outside. Not that I wouldn't want to be outside. I do want to see the semi-finals a lot, but I'd rather it be peeing it down outside, if I'm honest. So yeah, I might get a little shandy in between sessions just to blend in with the locals. But yeah, anyway, I'll speak to you in between afternoon and evening. Enjoy the semi-finals wherever you are. Come on, Sean Murphy, for me outright, and I'll speak to you in a bit. Over and out. Right, hopefully this attempt at the video will work. I've just tried to do a video with Goo Goo Doll's Iris blaring out all over Tudor Square. Lovely singer, to be fair, but difficult to record a video. So this morning, this afternoon, Higgins Murphy. Murphy's missed a trick for me. It's 4-all at the end of the session, and Higgins played really tired stuff, like just missing regulation pots, and not quite on it mentally, and it went 3-1 at the mid-session. Sean looked like he was going to take a fairly commanding lead into the match. The fact that Higgins has got out of that 4-all, he will be overjoyed. He's now got, best part of like 18 hours to rest up, relax, get a bit of practice in, eat properly. If he's missed a trick, he should have taken a session lead today, and he hasn't, and I imagine that will annoy him overnight. It's going to be really interesting to see what Murphy comes out tomorrow morning. I'm hoping that he comes out firing. I think he will, but whether he gets the pots in, because after the second session against Intong, I thought he'd blown it, and he came out and produced an absolute worldy session. I think he's got that in him more than John. So it'll be very, very interesting to see if Murphy can come out refreshed tomorrow. This session here is a really, really big one. Who's going to take a lead going into the evening session on Friday? That is the question. So 4-all Murphy Higgins. Higgins will be over the moon. Over the moon. Now, tonight's festivities is Wu Yiza Mark Allen. It's going to be a very interesting watch. I suspect that if it's a potting contest, there's only one winner, and that's Wu Yiza. But if the frames go scrappy, which I imagine Mark Allen is very much hoping they will, I think he could win. Plus, Wu is up and down. His up is very, very, very good. But will his up be reproduced again? If it is, he could absolutely wallop Allen. But he has had downs. I saw the session against Selby. He fell over the line against Selby. If Selby was right on it, then we might be talking about Wu being out of the tournament, frankly. I think Wu will take a session lead. I think he'll win 5-3. I think it'll be really close though. It's going to be very, very interesting. I could be completely wrong on that. I am actually hoping Mark Allen goes through. I'd love to see him in a final with a chance to complete the Triple Crown. I think Wu Yi's semi-final run is exceptional for a lad of his age. He'll bounce back. He's got many more crucibles to come. You obviously wonder if Mark Allen does win it. I think he'd be the oldest first-time winner, which is pretty astonishing. You wonder how many chances Allen has left, especially as his record in Sheffield isn't the greatest, for someone that's competed on the tour for 20 years. So, yeah, I'm hoping I'm wrong. I'm hoping Allen competes better than I think he will. But I think Wu will take a first session lead. That's just my opinion. And we'll preview Murphy Higgins tomorrow morning before we go in. It's just a really intriguing set of matches. It's been an absolutely fantastic tournament. The one table setup's amazing. The fact that it's I was right next to the players coming on earlier, and both players got amazing ovations. Was really cool. I'm just thoroughly into this tournament. It's been absolutely fantastic. I'm going to go to the grad after for a couple of drinks. I did go to the exhibition, by the way, but there were so many people there at the time that I got there that I just ordered a bit of food and went to a table, sort of watched it from far away, but didn't really. Dennis Taylor and Jimmy White it was, so the fact that I thought it was Henry Davis was completely wrong. I'm not sure what I thought when I thought Stephen Hendry would be sort of mixing with the general public. Absolute insanity, never going to happen. Anyway, I am going to leave you to it. I hope everyone's enjoyed this afternoon's snooker so far, and I hope that you enjoy Wu Yi's Mark Allen tonight. It should be a fascinating watch. I'm really interested to see how they both cope with it. Anyway, have a good evening. Over and out. Evening. So I am walking back to the apartment. Just been out for a couple of drinks with my mate Rob off Twitter. Met some great people. Been a good night all in all. I watched Wu Yi against Mark Allen, and my God, what a session of snooker. I don't know how Mark Allen beats him. I thought it would be close. I'm now wondering whether Allen gets to a fourth session the way Wu Yi is playing. I really hope I'm wrong, but absolutely fucking absurd, frankly, what I've seen today. Might be up there with some of the best sessions of snooker I've ever seen. Some of the single ball potting, just total refusal to leave the table. He just puts everything, this kid. Everything. If there's a ball on that goes into a pocket, he will go for it, and more often than not, he will get it. Now, he's been doing this season, but not to this extent. And he's now got like a little rapport with the crowd. Every time he wins a frame, they're going like, woo, like Joe Root, or, it's like, woo, like, it's just, I don't know, it's almost like it's meant to be. I'm hoping I'm wrong, because I really don't want that semi-final to be a dead duck. But I think Mark Allen's going to be going to bed tonight just thinking, how do I stop that? What can I do? He's hitting every long ball in. From short distance, his positional awareness and sense is just absolutely amazing. I mean, Allen had a chance to make it 5-3, which he missed a ball in the middle of a break in. And I've got to be honest, all I was thinking was, Allen should be delighted to get out this 5-3. He didn't, he missed, and Wu did what he was doing all night, which was clear up. So it's now 6-2. 6-2's obviously a long way to go, first to 17, but another session like that, and it's over. You know, Allen has to get it stuck in, tomorrow. I think the only way that Allen wins is if Wu's level drops. And I don't know whether he's just having one of those tournaments, but it doesn't really seem to be that much sign of it dropping. I mean, frankly, the standard of Wu in comparison to what I saw from Higgins and Murphy this afternoon was, you know, just stratospherically better. I mean, I'll sleep on what I've seen today, but you know, I'm not sure I'm going to change my mind, frankly, in terms of Allen coming back. But, you know, I'll sleep on it, I'll try and consider it, and maybe make the case for Allen tomorrow. You never know. But yeah, tomorrow it's just more semi-final action. Murphy Higgins in the morning, 10 o'clock, and then we use Mark Allen in the afternoon, followed by Murphy Higgins in the evening. So yeah, it's worrying times for Mark Allen, that's all I will say. And I really didn't think it was going to be like that. I thought it was, you know, I thought Wu was favourite, but I thought that Allen would properly get stuck in. So fascinating day of snooker ahead. I'm recording this video now because I'm so tired. I need to be up in the morning. I'm having breakfast with a fellow I met tonight called Gary in Marmaduke's. I think he said a couple of other people will be there. I was probably going to be in Marmaduke's anyway, so it worked for me. But yeah, I'm off to bed as soon as I edit this and put it on YouTube. But yeah, it's a thoroughly interesting and absorbing day in Sheffield yet again. On Signature Watch, did have time to get Joe Johnson, Cliff Thorburn. I saw Joe Johnson, he was on commentary tonight for the Wu User Mark Allen game. I could have waited outside the players' entrance, but frankly I wanted to, you know, socialise with some like-minded snooker fans, and I wanted a beer. So you know, and technically I am on holiday, so you know, I don't want it to become a chore. I want it to become something that I want to do. So when Johnson's next one comes, I'll definitely hang around the players' entrance for at least half hour after the session to try and get him. Thorburn, on the other hand, I've no idea how I'm going to get that. Working on a plan, but yeah, could be just total fluke. We'll see. Anyway, I'm going to sign off, and I'll speak to you tomorrow morning where we preview Murphy Higgins. Over and out.